When you step into a new room for the first time, to visit, to make art in it, or to live in it, for instance, as an artist residency, how do you experience and recognize the memory of the space? Can a space be neutral? Can an institution be transparent? What faces did the walls and curtains of this old room see before the artist came in here? Were these faces tired, angry, joyful, or excited? In her poem, The Hill We Climb, the poet Amanda Gorman made a powerful statement. She wrote, "For a while, we have our eyes on the future. History has its eyes on us." Hannah Cooke lived in downtown Paris in an artist studio for 6 months and began to think with the spirit and the life experiences of the space. The history of the space had its eyes on her. First, she began to look at the curtain that were covering the high windows. Then she took it down, washed it, not to wash away the dirt of the past, but to give a new life to it. She then repaired the broken parts, not making it new, but being inspired by the ancient Japanese tradition of kintsugi, similar to repairing broken pottery by filling in gold. Slowly she took the curtain in her hands, touched, repaired, and sewed it. It was spring 2020, the first lockdown, the times when people feared to come closer, to look into each other's eyes, to walk on the same sidewalk, to talk to one another, and especially to touch. But the artist studio in Paris had something to offer. Right outside of the space, there was a backyard, a piece of fresh air. The artist Hannah Cooke began to sew on the curtain, carefully witness everyday life moments. As a foreigner in this town, from little mouses to the remaining candles from the birthday of her daughter, the alarming blue lights of the police cars that had dominant presence in the streets of Paris. The curtain became a mind map, a diary, a poetry of contradictions, and simplicity of everyday life and its politics. As a result, it became the Uncurtain. At the same time, the curtain opened another window, a window for genuine collectivity, which led to another piece of artwork that began with an exhibition idea, transformed into an installation of a book box, and an intervention in public space in the shape of a bookinist box, then found its final shape as a collective performance, and now continues its life as a video piece, Circle of Influence. While the artist was spending time in the backyard, that was almost like an extension of her studio, only a few steps away from her working and living space, other artists from the residency, colleagues, companions, and comrades joined her and her family in this freedom of coming together in an open air under the lockdown conditions. This way, a group of artists gathered, speaking the same language in the same space. The performance, Circle of Influence, was born out of a necessity to deal with the institutional and social limitations, to think together, to come together despite the restrictions of COVID-19. The comfort of staying in your own circle, but being aware of the presence of the others and sharing the same space. A playful way of coming together. Jean Bach, Claudia Barcheri, Hannah Cooke, Imo Aiza, Pablo Geraton, Hun Jin Kim, Philipp Lange, Dominik Rinhofer, Jakub Jimjik, Katinka Theis, and Lukas Zerbst. Circle of influence is an outcome of openness, discursiveness, and processes, an intention of a group exhibition. It's a conversation piece. It's claiming your own space while experiencing togetherness. They told you you cannot visit each other's studios. They told you cannot come together. They told you cannot open an exhibition. But here we are now. Rebecca Solnit's essay, Grounds for Hope, begins with these following words. Your opponents would love you to believe that it's hopeless, that you have no power, that there is no reason to act, that you can't win. Hope is a gift you don't have to surrender, a power that you don't throw away. And though hope can be an act of defiance, defiance isn't enough reason to hope. But there are good reasons. Hannah, thank you, and all the other artists from the Performance Collective, showing us that there are still good reasons.